this week, we're feeling a little draft here on First Take. Don't miss when the best NFL prospects stop by the desk. We got D lineman Jonathan Allen, running back Dalvin Cook, and safety Jamal Adams will all pay us a visit before this month's NFL draft. So tune in all next week right here on First Take. NBA playoffs getting started tomorrow. So what are the potential upsets we could see in the first round? Don't count on the Blazers to knock off Golden State with only a 1% chance to do the impossible. But interestingly enough, the Pacers have a 20% chance to knock off the Cavs, and the Bulls have a 28% chance to eliminate the Celtics. Stephen A., which team has the best chance for a first round upset?
I think it's the Chicago Bulls. I think they've got the best shot. I don't think they'll beat Boston. I think Boston will win it in 7 games. I think it'll take 7 games in order for them to pull it off. But Dwayne Wade has more playoff experience by himself than the entire Boston Celtics squad this year. That is a fact. The minutes that he's logged is over 1,000 more minutes than the entire Boston Celtics roster combined in playoff competition. I think that goes a long way. I think they're playing with house money in Chicago. I think him, along with Jimmy Butler, who's a rough rider and a stud and can ball, averaging 24, 6, and 5. I think the two in the sport of basketball, if you got 2 guys that can get it done, that could bode well for you. Plus, Rondo is no scrub. He can't shoot, but he's no scrub. And he's going back to play against his old team that he inspired to a championship. So he knows what it's like. You got, first of all, you got Dwayne Wade with his championship experience. You've got Rondo with his championship experience. You got Butler, who's got some playoff experience. And Rondo played in Boston for a year. So he knows that fan base. He knows what those hostile confines are going to be like. And he could help elevate their level of preparedness as well. I think that makes for a very, very interesting series. It's something that the Boston Celtics have better watch out for. And Isaiah Thomas is going to have to be every bit that league MVP candidate in order for them to pull out this series, because it's going to require greatness from him.
Bulls have just been a really interesting team all year. Like, how's that going to work? And then it didn't. And then it kind of did, and now they got a shot. The Bucks are another interesting choice, Stephen A., because of the Greek Freak. You know, hey, he may be the best player in that series, period, and I'm tempted to take them. I'm not going to say Utah and the Clippers because a 4-5 is, you know, barely that. So I did some digging and some thinking, Stephen A., just to shock you. Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. The Memphis Grizzlies, I think, have the best chance to score an upset in the first round. In the first place, Mike Conley quietly had a career year in an excellent career. Now, he's not quite like the Michael Lewis version of Shane Battier, the statless all-star, but he's something like that and always has been. He's always been better than his kind of traditional counting numbers would have you believe. And people who watch basketball know that. Of all the non-superstars, if you're constructing a team and you wanted to take a point guard to win a championship, Mike Conley is probably your answer, and even maybe including some of the superstars. He's that excellent. I've talked to my friend Ryan Hollins, who backed up at center on that team, and asked him about Memphis, and he said the leadership of Mike Conley. You know, when they go out in the community and they're breaking ground on something, he actually gets down there with the shovel, and so everyone follows him down. It's that kind of camaraderie, that kind of leadership. They have that going for them. He's averaging 20 points a game on 40% from 3, playing defense, all those things. Lamarcus Aldridge, Zach Randolph, and Marc Gasol, and all those things are the kind of guys who can give teams problems in the modern NBA because they're not used to seeing them. And in the meantime, you look at the Spurs, they've underperformed expectations at home. Yes, they've won, but they're under 500 against the Vegas spread at home. Why is that significant? Because the Vegas Sharpies, you know, they're really gauging the public and what they think. They really have to know what that line is. They're accurate. It's tough to beat it. They know what they're talking about, in other words. And the Spurs have underperformed that at home. Pau Gasol can do things offensively, so can LaMarcus Aldridge, but neither one is going to make you forget about Tim Duncan on the defensive end. And generally, the Spurs have been streaky in-game this season. So look, they're favored, they have a better record, they play in the same conference, and the Spurs have been better all year. I get it, they're favored for a reason, and they should advance. But I think Memphis has a real chance to shock people this season right there in the first round, Stephen A. And they're actually maybe the toughest matchup for Golden State, Memphis, if they could somehow get by the Spurs, because they address the one weakness in Golden State, which is if you can take them down low, you can have some success. They don't have Bogut there anymore. So I think Memphis has a chance to do something to shock people right off the bat.
I'm not even dignifying that with a response. That's ridiculous. Other than to say, David Fizdale is my man. He's done an outstanding job in his first year as a head coach, former assistant in Miami. Very proud of the job that he's doing. He's going to be a really, really good coach in the NBA for years to come. But I'm not dignifying the Grizzlies being a threat to the Warriors with a response. I'm just not in the mood to tolerate that from you today. I'm just not.
In Memphis, without Tony Allen, of course, there as well. Let's leave it there, gentlemen. When we come back, Kawhi Leonard has big shoes to fill as the leader of the Spurs now that Tim Duncan's gone. So how much will the Grizzlies test them in the first round? Plus, Dirk Nowitzki announced he's coming back to the NBA next season, but one person at the desk thinks he's making a mistake. Those topics and more are coming up in Quick Takes.